Beep, 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 long video warning. So this was a 4-day job. Weather was rank outside, started on the inside of this property. I was there essentially day one to go and make all of the windows on the inside look new. Again, this particular house was going up for sale. It had been rented out for a very long time, and is often the case. It's not sort of tenants' priority to keep these sort of things in order. So I was in there doing my magic UPVC rejuvenation and giving the glass its first clean for a very, very long time as well. Got to admit, this is the porch area. This is looking rather spanky. I sort of went and did these ones, did all the upstairs, all the downstairs, windows, doors, everything. Now, I haven't taken pictures and videos of all the windows and doors that I've done, befores and afters and stuff, because I don't really do a whole lot of posting. I probably should do more than I actually do. But there's only so many pictures of windows and doors that I guess people really want to look at, especially if it's something like a big job like this one. So anyways, that's the front of the house. This is the sort of the kitchen area. It was a bit rough, especially kitchens always tend to cop for it a bit more because you've got the grease build up and stuff as well from cooking. And as often happens actually, people have the windows cleaned outside, but they don't very often have their inside windows cleaned, although I am having more customers asking me to do that these days. Once I'd done the inside, it was time to move to the front outside. So naturally, start top to bottom, empty all the gutters out, which were rather full. Clear off the flat roof. Once I'd done that, done all the upstairs windows as well, it was then time to move downstairs. And you'll see here fascias, guttering, windows, frames, all the UPVC was rank. Hit it with the jet wash first, so I could clean down the splashback from that, and then went and cleaned up the fascias and the gutters, looking shiny and new, as is the porch. It's a tight squeeze at the side of the house to empty those gutters, by the way. Life in your hands type one. But if I'd fallen backwards, I'd have just landed against the wall. Here we have a tropical rainforest living out of the gutters at the back of the house. Fascias, gutters, rank. Windows, grey. So all the UPVC around the glass here, you'll see it. Rough. That's rougher than my border collie. But anyways, I took the magic, as usual, give it a really, really, really good old soapy wash down first, so I can see what I'm dealing with. But before I did that, it was gutter clearing. Get the rainforest out of the gutters, get it all cleaned down, get it all cleaned through so they can start working properly and stop all the water leaking into the house. Thankfully, there were no leaks inside of this house, but it would have happened eventually with this rainforest hanging out of it. A few dribs and drabs escaping down, but as I say, it all gets washed down with a good old soapy sponge down wash first. Anyway, before I start then, giving it a proper sort of deep clean into the glass and giving a good old bit of rejuvenation on the actual frames themselves. And here's the afters on this one. Looks brand new. Absolutely amazing. Swept off the flat roof while I was up there as well, because there was loads of moss banging around everywhere. And it's nice to be able to see in and out of the glass. Anyway, onto the back garden. Again, as I say, this was a rented property and it really wasn't looking its best, and it really wasn't ready for sale. You'd walk into the house and think, I've got to spend thousands on new windows, thousands on the garden. And the job of exterior cleaners like myself is to get there and make it all look spanky new again. So people don't feel like they need to spend thousands of pounds, and they can just go and buy the house and move straight in without having to spend a fortune. So this is befores on the rear patio areas and in the garden. So anyway, here we go. Hit it with the mother of all jet washers. Got to say, actually, when I stepped out here at first and I went to view and quote the property, feet were sliding all over the place, but here you can see why. This is years of winterization, years of the winter just pounding it. And here's the before and after. This is the lower part of the garden. This is the centre part of the garden. And I think I did forget to take ones actually of the top part of the garden, but don't shoot me for that. Kitchen window was a shocking one. You saw all the staining on that then. But anyway, as usual, back to new. And as was the patio door before, after, spanky.